In this video, we will be covering hunt groups. To get to the hunt group section, you of course have to go to the One Talk portal first. To get here, you press Manage, Product Portals, and then One Talk. You won't start out on this page. You'll start out on the landing page when you log in with your My Business credentials, but you'll want to make sure that you're in the One Talk section to edit the hunt group. So hunt groups are right here. You can see there's one in this particular group. Of course, make sure that you're under the correct location or group. If you have multiple locations or groups, you want to make sure that you're under the correct one. You'll just click View Details under Hunt Groups. Now in this particular hunt group, you would just click it, click the number itself, and then you have the name of the hunt group here. It's going to default to first name, last name. So just for organization purposes, you'll want to label both of these. I usually label them the same. So portal demo hunt group, I just labeled this, but maybe main number. Most of the time we're going to port in main numbers, rollover numbers, any numbers you want to retain that are local numbers. We'll port in as hunt groups because they're free. So you want to label both of these. The extension up here will be assigned to the hunt group. So for instance, internally, if I was on my desk phone and I dialed 8072, it will ring these two people. So pretty straightforward. You don't have to have an extension in here, but it's a good idea if you want to maybe program an internal key. So there's different calling rules: simultaneous, circular, which would be one person at a time in a row. And it'll start with the person that didn't get the call last. Regular will be ringing one person at a time in a row, starting with the first person every time. And then uniform is starting with the person that's been idle the longest first. So maybe for a customer service or a sales group. Next, we have your amount of rings, right? So if that's simultaneous, it's 5 rings for all the folks, right? If it's regular, one person at a time, I generally recommend shortening that to maybe 2 or 3 rings per person. Keep in mind 5 rings is roughly 30 seconds, which is the amount of time if you called someone's direct cell phone number, it's going to be about 30 seconds or 5 rings. Most of the time you're going to want call waiting on. Definitely for simultaneous, you want call waiting on. That way you can retrieve another call if you're in that group. Now, if you're in regular that rings one person at a time in a row, maybe you want to skip the first person if they're already on a call. In that scenario, you would turn call waiting off. That way it doesn't ring them 2 or 3 times. It just proceeds to the next person in the group. Down here, this is going to be where the call falls out to. So where do we want the call to go if no one answers, right, in that particular group? This can be an internal number within your One Talk system. It can be an external number, a cell phone, an answering service number, a 1-800 number, wherever you want to send this call. Some common practices would be maybe going to an auto receptionist. That way people can select from options where they want to go or what specific users they want to talk to. You can also have a secondary hunt group, right? So say I want to ring John and Jacob for 5 times. If they don't answer, I want to ring everyone in the company. In that scenario, I would make a secondary hunt group and then put that hunt group number in here as the fallout. So you'd stack or layer 2 hunt groups. Or some people just opt to have it go directly to a voicemail of a user within the system. So you would just select your user and then make sure that forward direct to voicemail is on. If that is not on, it will then just ring this person's phone for about 30 seconds and then go to their voicemail. At the bottom here, this is where we can add and remove users or change their position. So if you were going to do regular and you wanted Jacob to ring first, you would move him to the top, select his box and move it to the top. Again, you can add people from your system. And then you can remove people. So you can select them and trash and then save. And that would remove them from the hunt group. Now, keep in mind, hunt groups can only have internal DIDs within them. So you cannot have an external number like an external cell phone or answering service within this hunt group, but you can have them as the fallout. Lastly, we'll go over managing hunt group text messaging. So under hunt group text messaging, you'll first see it. Let me show you from here. You'll see that that's enabled on this particular hunt group. If this wasn't enabled, you would have to purchase it. It's $10 a month right now, subject to change, of course. So $10 a month for that capability. So to get there, you'd click the hunt group again, and then go to hunt group text messaging. Now you can create a greeting message, and then you can add your users. So just like the calling hunt group, right? So you add your users in here, press save, and then those people will get the text messages. So we'll add these two people, save. Now, within the hunt group text messaging, I like to think of it as a ticketing system. So you cannot send a text message outbound from the hunt group. But whoever is in the hunt group to receive that text message, they'll see it under a different tab. So they'll see their individual direct dial number texting, and then a tab to the right of that will be the hunt group text messaging, and they can respond accordingly to that inbound text message. The person that texted in will see this hunt group number texting them back, or the main number. Most people are using their main number. But again, you cannot generate new text messages from a hunt group, only your direct dial number. So I like to think of it as a ticketing system where you're responding to incoming tickets. Internally, you can see, hey, Jacob responded to that customer. Great. You can exit out of that thread, or you can leave it open. But pretty straightforward. This is a feature that a lot of companies do not have.